What's up, guys? My name is Fico, and this is my gaming mine. I wanted to save this from being done before other videos I had planned to do, but I decided to make this because I'm kind of getting tired of becoming this Nintendo apologist. Now, they've been doing many things over the last couple of years, more recently in a couple of months. And I wanted to share something extra special with you guys because I think this could make anybody sick to their stomach. Now, first of all, I love Nintendo. I mean, they have a special place in my heart, and they have given me tons of reasons to be thankful, including why I love video games. But this is something I didn't think they were capable of doing. According to sources via Joystick, Screw Attack, YouTube, Machinima, Total Biscuit, IGN, Nintendo is forcing ContentID on videos that are using gameplay footage or Let's Plays using Nintendo games. Someday it's the new games, while others claim it's everything. Nintendo is putting advertising for their stuff on videos that YouTube identifies as people using content and basically causes people to get flagged. Now, from this point, basically what I've picked up from the research is that Nintendo became a partner in February, so this has been going on for 3 months, and they didn't say anything, they didn't announce it, they didn't do it in their Nintendo Directs, they didn't post anything on the mailing list, which I am a part of their mailing list. They just started enforcing Content ID. Now, I am not too familiar with the science, but based upon what I've read about the Content ID system, is basically the company, Nintendo, gives YouTube a bunch of their videos, sounds, special effects, a bunch of metadata, in which then YouTube then calculates and uses this to scavenge around the YouTube bursts, and if it identifies anything, it'll basically flag them for using their content. Now, Nintendo says that they are basically allowing the content to stay, so they're not nearly as bad as others, like for example Sega, which started last year flagging and making sure people get copyright strikes and getting their videos terminated and their accounts terminated, and that was due to DMCA claiming that they were violating copyright laws, and they were using that for old games, you know, games that nobody's talked to about for years, and sometimes they would do that with games that weren't even theirs. So Nintendo's doing it a little more softly. You know, they're not taking the content. And if you think that this is happening to just people that are doing normal Let's Plays, Machinima and the Game Station, who get licensed copies from their games, are also getting hit by Content ID, because I think it's YouTube doesn't discriminate or gets like a specific type of user. It's just all mechanical. It notices that it just identifies something from Content ID and it basically flags it. Now, Nintendo chooses to put whatever promotion it wants. It could basically turn a Let's Play into a Nintendo commercial. But the worst part about it is that what Nintendo's doing is Nintendo has chosen to use the monetizing method, which basically means that if you get flagged with by YouTube, you have the option to agree that you are using copyrighted data. And basically, the monetization, the revenue that these people, these producers that use YouTube to make money doing their Let's Plays, basically goes to Nintendo. That's right. Nintendo will basically be making money by doing absolutely nothing. That is wrong. Beyond so much wrong. I cannot even... I want to avoid getting mad because it's just amazing. You get flagged. You spend your time, you do this let's play your entire game, and you do it for one purpose, as to show people that this game is good, and that you want to show people a little bit of what you felt when you were playing these games. But no, Nintendo is basically taking content from people they don't know, that love their games and want to share them with the world, and turn them into Nintendo commercials, or as promotion for them, to make money, and for the producers to get screwed in the process. Does that seem fair? I honestly don't think so. I mean, I've heard of people saying that Nintendo has the right to do this because it's their content. But I would think that fair use would come into play because they're basically showing off the content, and Nintendo's getting a lot of free promotion. There are tons and tons and tons of people. Dino, my friend, Dino Unit 67, goes in and watches Let's Plays before he decides that he wants to get a game. Sometimes, if people can't afford to buy a game, they'll look at the Let's Play and they will make an informed decision later because they can't afford to pay. And they'll watch those Let's Plays and they will basically make the decision for them. But no, apparently Nintendo is not budging. They are a YouTube partner. They enable the service so that everyone that eggs get caught in the web will basically be helping Nintendo, and those that are making a living doing these gameplay videos and such get pretty much screwed. Now, I have heard many different stories about how this works. I hear that it only works on long videos. I've heard from user Cabernomani456, a pretty popular Nintendo YouTube Let's Player that does a lot of Nintendo games, and he says that basically Nintendo and ContentID will only flag if they're videos that are 10 minutes or longer than 10 minutes. So he claims that as long as the video is longer than 10 minutes of gameplay, that ContentID will not go into effect. I don't know how that can be true, because if YouTube has the metadata, unless ContentID specifically works to pick every video that's longer than 10 minutes, I guess I can understand that, but I don't know if that's true or not. I honestly think this is all a travesty, because it basically turns every person who does content for Nintendo into a Nintendo employee and not their own. Whatever revenue they could be making from the views that they get, it goes to Nintendo if their video gets flagged for ContentID. Now, Nintendo is being all nice about this because they're saying that, well, we are not taking the approach of others. We're not doing this like other people that basically just tell you that you're gonna take the video down, we're gonna hit you with a copyright strike. No, Nintendo is not going as far as doing that, because they wouldn't be that stupid to get in the negative eye. They know that the videos that they're making are better off being there, and they're better off as part of their free promotion, and they get money for it by doing absolutely nothing. You know, that makes me just sick. I was thinking about doing Nintendo gameplay videos, but the fact that I love Nintendo, but I would love if Nintendo would just I don't know, offer some kind of program for YouTubers that can, create content like this and get paid by Nintendo to do this, basically becoming their marketing department. You know how great it would be, how many people are still interested in games in Nintendo because of these Let's Players? And it's just amazing. For 3 months, this has been going on, and Nintendo didn't even say a word to anybody. And I only come to just one conclusion as to why Nintendo is doing this. And it's obvious. It's the Wii U. Nintendo is in trouble. The console isn't selling. EA isn't doing any games for Nintendo's Wii U. The Wii U is an abysmal disaster, and it's a great console, and I am sad for Nintendo. No one's making games for it. They dropped out of all three almost altogether, except for like one day event for the press and the Nokia Theater and the people that have to beg to keep their products in the stores. They're also doing this little event that they're going to be doing for the press. And I just watched a 30-minute Nintendo Connect, Nintendo Direct from Satoru Iwata, and he said that he was going to do a Nintendo Direct for E3. Those Nintendo Directs are abysmally boring. Satoru Iwata's voice is just... he doesn't convince me. He's not a person who should be standing there giving you all of this information. He does not seem all that excited to talk to you. He's just some guy in Japan who didn't even bother to fly over to E3 last year to tell you about this. Instead, he's talking from Japan, holding a freaking banana, looking at you creepily, which I'm still get double shudder every time I think about that. I mean, Nintendo's now clinging onto these Let's Players, these video producers, and anyone that has used Nintendo content on their videos to make money because they can't make money with the Wii U. The Wii U is the only console that I haven't bought from Nintendo, and it's with good reason. They have no games for that console. There is nothing from that Nintendo Direct that got me excited. Okay, I'll admit that Pikmin 3 is a game that I really did like when they were talking about E3 last year, and that is pretty much it. The rest of it, I think it's just more for the Nintendo 3DS, which is actually doing really, really good. The 3DS is their salvation. That is the console that is keeping them up afloat. That is the reason, and I have happened to believe that if this Wii U direction keeps on going, it's going to crash. I mean, I feel for Nintendo, and the Wii U is starting to fail on their end, you know. But come on, if they want to make it ahead, why not hire the YouTubers and you know, have people like Cabernomani and Sully Pones and the rest of his screw at the hub do these Let's Plays for the people. They get paid to do this. Nintendo doesn't have to work a day in their life. These people are doing their job for them and still get money for ads and not take their whole revenue. These people that do these videos for YouTube, some people do these videos for a living. They are taking away their money. It's thievery. It is not fair. I mean, they're basically taking something they didn't do and claiming it as their own, except that they're not being dicks and take down their video altogether. Is it better? I think it's worse. I think Nintendo... Look, I mean, there was something that Nintendo I never thought that Nintendo would ever become in the eyes of the gamers. It would be jerks. I didn't think, hard to get by, struggling in the past, not evolved enough, just now getting into the game with next gen. Yeah, they're late in the party, but I never thought I ever see them be desperate. Desperate! I mean, come on! And not doing E3 this year, to me, I thought it was the final nail in the coffin for Nintendo's Wii U. I thought that they gave up. I thought that they just got intimidated. Tomorrow, there is an Xbox event that is going to be revealing the next generation Xbox. The next generation PlayStation 4 is already prepped to have a strong E3 this year, and Nintendo only wants to focus on healing the wounds. Reggie Fils-Aimé said, "You know what? We have no hardware to show. It's all going to be all about the games." Well, thank God, because we didn't get anything from him last year or the year before that. It has been one abysmal E3 after the other, and this year, if they do not have a strong E3 presence, if they do not wow me with their Nintendo Direct, which I will be seeing, and I will be giving my post video reactions to it, because I'm not going to get a conference this year thanks to them, because they can't afford it, I think, or maybe they just didn't want it to bother. Maybe they did realize how scared they are about doing this. I don't know what the reason is, but let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last straw. Nintendo, you guys are a part of my life. You guys created my love for video games, and I cannot believe that you guys have decided to suddenly become YouTube partners just to get money from people that love your games, that love your franchises. The Legend of Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong, Kirby, Pikmin, Star Fox, every single one of those games, we have a special connection to them, and you guys want to turn this into a way to make profit because you guys are struggling right now. Let me give you guys a suggestion. Stop it. Stop stealing money away from the gamers. Stop stealing money away from your YouTubers. Stop stealing money from the people that love your company and would love nothing more to do than to just keep on doing their video games without you hitting them with Content ID violations and you making them pay you for stuff that they are doing. It is a shame. I honestly, I never thought Nintendo would resort to this. Guys, I've thought about doing this in conjunction with the rest of the stuff that they were doing, such as, you know, the lack of the presence of E3, but, you know, that is kind of old news. But this, I couldn't. I just couldn't leave this alone. Seriously, Nintendo, you have got to stop doing this. You have to take back this Content ID. You have to let people just do their job. If not, work with some kind of agreement with them, because I'll tell you, I'm already seeing this from people. They're not going to be doing more Let's Plays. They're not going to be showing more Nintendo content on their YouTube channel. They are boycotting themselves from showing anything that has to do with you. You guys are going to lose much more support. You guys are going to lose a lot more YouTube partners and people that just love Nintendo because they're going to be scared of showing anything. Think about it. I love you guys. I love Nintendo. And I don't want anyone to get hurt. I just want this all to just go away. But unless the Wii U sells, unless they have a strong content, unless the Nintendo Direct is as powerful as I'd like to hope that it'll be, I'm afraid that's just not going to happen. And Nintendo's going to continue to gain ad revenue just from people like Cobernomani, from Sully Pones, from TGS, from Machinima, and who knows who else. And I really, really, really hate when people do that. Take advantage of people that cannot afford to stand against a giant like Nintendo. My name is Fico. This has been my gaming mind. And if you have an opinion or a comment about what I just talked about, leave your comments below. Share your thoughts about this. And let's hope that all of you fellow YouTubers that are showing Nintendo content, be safe, because Nintendo might turn your video into a commercial.